Breaking.
Well, we have some breaking news here. Like, share, subscribe.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men.
There has recently been some disturbing news released about Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is being sued for $50 million by a woman who identifies herself as Jane Doe, who's not really identifying her name or identity. Shannon Sharpe has been accused of sexual assault battery, in addition to engaging in intentional infliction of emotional distress in a lawsuit filed in Clark County, Nevada. Sharpe has denied the sexual assault allegation, alleging his victim is a blatant setup in a shakedown attempt. The plaintiff, Jane Doe, alleged that Sharpe sexually assaulted her twice, once in October 2024 and again in January 2025. They met at Los Angeles Gym in 2023 when she was just 19 years old. She is seeking $50 million in damages. She said she was in a relationship with Sharpe for nearly 2 years, and it began as a rocky, consensual relationship. The woman said Sharpe became violent over the course of the relationship and even threatened to kill her during one incident, and recorded their sexual encounters without her consent. Sharpe has denied the allegations and said the encounters in question took place during the day at her invitation. So Shannon Sharpe's attorney, Lenny J. Davis, called the lawsuit blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe. Obviously, they are denying the rape allegations. I don't think he's denying that he knows the woman or that he's had any kind of relationship with her. Tony Busby and Jane Doe are obviously trying to sue for the money, but I don't think they are pursuing any legal actions or trying to file any kind of charges against Shannon Sharpe. They are just looking for money. They are also accusing that Shannon Sharpe was willing to pay $10 million out of court to silence the accuser. The two were amid mediation prior to the lawsuit being filed. She decided to move forward with the lawsuit. Okay, so that's the basis of the lawsuit. Things to know in this case, it is important to know who Tony Busby is. Busby is a lawyer based in Texas. He was a part of a legal team that reached settlement against the Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson and his whole drama. Busby also represented an anonymous woman who claimed rapper Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs sexually assaulted her as a teenager more than 2 decades ago and since dismissed in a civil suit. So that is basically who Tony Busby is in a nutshell. So to me, it looks like he goes after high-profile people. He finds gray areas and cracks to maneuver and use to his advantage in court for him and his clients. I'll just give my opinion on the whole thing. I don't want to say someone was wrong or someone didn't get raped or something didn't happen to someone when it really did. And I don't want to make light of a serious situation. So if this did happen, this is really bad for Shannon Sharpe if this woman can prove that this happened. But unfortunately, we see this happen too many times, as I mentioned earlier, that Tony Busby has went after other high-profile men for similar things. And it just seemed like the same thing keeps happening without a whole lot of proof. And to me, Shannon Sharpe should have crossed his I's and dotted his T's, or whatever you want to say, and buttoned himself up. This does looks like a money grab. It does look like someone or this woman is going after some cash, if it is even a real person, because the Jane Doe doesn't even make sense. I guess she wouldn't want to be unknown. I guess she wouldn't want to be known. Maybe it's embarrassing. Either this is an attempt by someone to sue him, or maybe this is about something. Maybe this is about Shannon Sharpe's recent success in the podcast world. And I know this kind of maybe going left a little bit, and people probably didn't see this coming. These allegations are coming as Shannon Sharpe is about to close a $100 million podcast deal he came up on, and he's working for ESPN. So this can be coming from a lot of different places. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just speculating here. This is my opinion. This could be coming from FS1. This could be coming from ESPN because he's getting bigger than the network itself. I'm not really sure what's going on, but this seems like an attempt to shut down Shannon Sharpe's success, because even if he doesn't lose the lawsuit, his reputation still takes a hit, and it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. People probably won't want to work with him in the future. So it can really hinder his progress in his career. This is really unfortunate. He's one of the top people in media right now. I think he even passed Stephen A. Smith, kind of getting It's kind of getting way up there. So this can really be an attempt to kind of bring him down back to earth and kind of like stop some of his opportunities because I know he has become bigger than some of the networks themselves. But it's 2 podcasts, Nightcap with Chad Ocho and the Club Shay Shay podcast, probably the biggest or 2 of the biggest podcasts on the internet now. I think this is an attempt at that. That's what it sounds like with this unknown woman coming forth at a time like this, but I'm not really sure. So we'll continue to tread lightly with that and watch what's going on. Let me know what you think in the comment section on the way out. If he didn't do it, if this is a shakedown attempt like he says, or do you think athletes just get away with things and this is another one of those incidents?
Breaking. Well, we have some breaking news here. Like, share, subscribe.